Good evening, my name is Rachel from Rachel Byass Ceramics, and tonight I'm going to show you how to do a nice pattern that's pretty easy to do. It's the English robin, but you could change it slightly and do, if you're in America, you could do the same technique but make it a bluebird. So it's very simple to do. We put a pack together. So if you're one of our YouTube subscribers and you'd like to comment below that you've enjoyed it and you would like us to send you a code, you can buy all the pieces that I've done apart from the paints in a kit. And instead of being, what is it now, £25.60, it's just £16.50, so you save £9.10p. And in the kit would be a set of sponges, the round ones like this, and a holly sponget, and then 4 brushes. So the goat hair, the sgraffito tool, the round, and a really beautiful liner. So all you have to do that is subscribe and comment below, and then we'll have your details and to send you a code, and that will take you straight to our website, where in the shop there's a little section that says YouTube subscribers, and you have to put a code in to get it for that price. Other people can buy it if you want to buy it, but it'll be the bigger price. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to do today. This is one I did it earlier. It's not fired, but and in fact it's not even quite dry. So if I show you with just a spritzer, we do spritzers in the shop, and all you do is spray it, and then it shows people actually what it's going to look like.
Can you just bring it a bit further forward, Rachel?
It changes colour. Can you see? If you can see that.
What's that?
And it shows that it's a bit darker. As would the bluebird as well. This bluebird, I haven't finished the background yet, but I'm going to just show you what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'll put some leaves on it. So first of all, I'll show you how to do the swishy swishy. It's what we call swishy swishy, and we're going to do it with a goat brush, and that is the best, if not the only brush to do swishy swishy with. It's got to be lovely and soft. You do a wash. So the wash that I'm using is light blue. It's my colour to clay paint, but you could use your own line. The pattern pack is actually written with EZs, because that's one of my favourites too. If you go tap, 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 just let the colour fall into little pools so it looks like a marbled effect. This is a quicker way of painting a background. It also uses less product because it's not about, what you're doing is not really about the background colour, it's about what you're putting on it. So when people tend to do background colour, often they don't use the right kind of brush, because you should be, for background colour, you should be using either a sable brush or a goat hair brush, not anything else. And it should be round to get, or a fan brush if you were just doing a solid background colour. So there, I've just blended the colour together, a little bit of green in it now. And it's just a soft colour, and it just looks nicer than white. So that's what we do first of all, before you start. And then we're going to do we'll do a cup. So here's a cup that I've just put a small amount of blue on, and then I'm going to use the largest sponge, just have it damp but not wet. You go into the terracotta, make sure the sponge is fully loaded, and then just twist it in a circular motion to get the edge brown. You can see that. And then I'm going to pop the little chap here. So just pop it there and just rock it a little bit to make it go onto the piece. So that's the start of the robin. And then the others are the same. So, but I'm not going to keep going, but you could put a row of robins, or it looks great on a latte mug when you put one robin on top of the other. But I'm just going to show you how to do one robin, and basically that's what 2 robins look like. Or that's what the one bluebird looks like. You could actually change it into chicks for Easter as well. You could do little yellow chicks.
It's a great easy technique, isn't it?
Yeah, we did it last Christmas. We did Christmas cards with acrylics. We've also done the robins with fabric paint, and we chopped up some sheeting and then sewed the edges so they were napkin rings for Christmas. We've done it on t-shirts. What else have we done it on?
Did we do it
We
on
did it on wood.
Have we
We've
done it on
wood.
candles before?
Done it on candles with candle paint, yeah, and we've also done it on wooden things.
Mhm.
So don't just think the robin can only be done with underglazes. It can be
And
done
it's a
with
really
any
good technique for
product.
children as well. Kids love doing it, don't
loved
they?
it. We have one. In fact, I ought to get a picture from Tina. She's done a whole dinner service in it for Christmas. So.
She's obsessed. In fact, she's done that one of them great big jugs, hasn't she? A bit like that one you've got at the back.
So I'm going to do the
Robins.
hat. Start with the hat. So there's a little hat at the top, like that. I've just wiggled it a bit. Makes it look a bit woolly if you wiggle it a bit. Okay, so there's this little hat. Have it coming down here a bit. So let that dry. And then now I'm going to do a branch. So if I just turn that on its side and get some terracotta. I'm going to be out of terracotta any minute now. Put some, tap it down a bit. It's nearly empty. Oh, sorry to make the noise. There we go. That's that one dead. And load with the terracotta, and then just side load with this dark brown. And then start with, put your pinky like this and give it a wiggle. Oh, it's not showing up as much as normal. I've got enough terracotta. And it just gives it a bit of shading. Okay, and then get your liner brush, and you can do some small branches coming off it. Just wiggle them a bit. Like that. Wiggle it to start off with. Like that. And bring it up here, wiggle it again. Like so. Then we're going to take out the chest so that we can put the red chest in instead. So just cleaning out the sponge from the Bluebird and just water and give it a little turn here. Now if you want to, and you don't want to use a sponge for that, you could actually, I did bring somewhere, there we go, in my pocket, some cotton wool buds. So you could use a cotton wool bud to take that out if you want, if you don't want people to turn the sponge. So it's white, and then you put the chest in. And with this paint, once is enough. And then use the other end of the brush to
that one.
To put, no, it was a bit tiny brush.
Tiny sponge.
Yeah, sponge on a stick. Just use the back of that to give the fella a pair of eyes. There you go. And then if you get this graffito tool, I'll wait when it's dry, and then we'll carve out where the beak's going to be. So I'm going to put some leaves in. So I've just loaded the small holly leaf.
And these are new, aren't they? These are the new ones that you've
This
designed.
is a new one. So just give it a small tap. You don't have to press on very hard. You don't have to keep reloading the paint. One lot of paint's probably enough, especially with this paint.
It's colour to clay you're using, isn't it?
Colour to clay that I'm using, yeah. So there you've got your berries in. And then you can either use the back of a brush or a stylus to do some berries. So in the red, pop a few berries on. And this will cover up what is underneath because it's opaque paint. So there you have that. And then we'll put a white snow thing, what do they call it? The snowy bit. at the top of the hat.
Fab.
Bit of fur, that's the word I'm looking for. Good job Liz is here.
There'd be so many littles if I wasn't here, keeping you straight.
And this one's nearly done as well. I have to top up all the paints afterwards. I've been doing rather a lot of painting and I've run out. So I'm going to get this, the white, and just give it a, just break that up there. Ah, because there it is. Plenty now. Pop that in there between, give him a little bobble on his top of it, another little. Sorry about all the littles. Can't help myself.
You really like that word.
The only thing I don't like little is a drink. So I will put a small highlight in his eyes. We will do a competition. We'll have to say, go through all my videos and tell me how many littles I've said. And then I'm going to now take out where his beak is going to be, which is just about between his eyeballs. Scrape it back to the bisque. If you don't want to do that, you probably could actually leave that out and paint straight on top, but I just want it to be really bright yellow. So there we go. And then he's got to have some legs so he can stand up. So small legs. Make sure you don't have too much paint on the liner. Put your little pinky upright so that you get you really nice and stable. Give him 3 little claws. And then he needs some wings. So we need a little, oh gosh, not another little. We need some more brown. The darker brown.
Oh dear.
We've already done this once tonight, but unfortunately we decided we needed to look at the Bluebird again just to make sure we knew what he was like. And then it turned the video off, so we've had to do it twice, which is why we've got the samples already made. Anyway, here we go. So the wings, think of eyelashes. Nice fluffy eyelashes. Make them curl up. And then the same there. You can do a tail if you want. You might do a tail on this one. And the tail will be about there. Coming from underneath. Then all he needs are some snowflakes. So I'm going to put the snowflakes, will just show up against the blue because, oops, there's some black on there because I did an eyeball, so we've got a black snowflake. Oops, it is. Let's just take that off. I had a black snowflake.
Oh dear.
What a shame. Put a bit more blue on.
A lot more blue. Not a little bit of blue, a lot of blue.
As Rachel just pours too much blue on. Thin that, make it a bit of an ink. Make it a bit darker at the top. And then take this sponge on a stick and make sure it's not black anymore first. Just rub it on that sponge, that's it. And pop some snowflakes. I try to make them so they stick up a little bit.
So just while Rachel's doing that, I'll just lift this one up and you can just see, if I bring it up like this, there's some little snowflakes on top just while Rachel's finishing hers off.
And then if you wish, you could put, wipe that off, and then put some snow on top of the branch, like it's been collecting. And then take the sponge. You can either take the sponge on the stick like this and just dab, 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 dab. I'll go around like that. And if you wanted, I'm going to put my finger there, you could even sponge your handle. It's much easier to sponge it than trying to paint it. how quick that is. You don't need to paint the back because it's got a very sharp razor edge. And just take it down the side like so. So you've got a red handle. And there you have one mug. And then I will probably make this match, not by putting a robin on, but just by putting a garland of holly. So if I just take the holly like this, and you see this happening?
Mm-hmm.
Just keep turning it and then put some berries on. Oh, oh, sorry. That doesn't sound good, does it? I need a bit more red. So it matches in and it's not quite plain. We have done a lot of these cups. We actually do have them as a special kit to take home, but we've also just done them by themselves. So six cups and saucers for £40, which is also on our website. And sometimes people have painted this separately for a candle and done the other as a mug. The mug, just a mug without having a saucer.
Because they're quite big, aren't they? They're
It's
like
quite
a mug.
tall.
Yeah, it's like a mug rather than a cup.
Yeah.
And the other thing at the minute, there's a big in thing of people having mug toppers. I don't know if you've heard about this. Where
Oh no.
you know when you've got a cup, well, a mug like that, they would make like a cylinder, like a flat round piece bigger than the mug itself, to sit on top of the mug to keep your drink warm.
Oh, okay. So could you not use a sauce for that
Exactly.
instead?
That's what I think, especially when it's as nicely painted as that is.
So then just get your liner and just marry this up.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You could just use your saucer to put on top, especially when it's lovingly painted with holly to match the cup or the mug.
Yeah, and at the moment we're doing candles because we sell easy candles, which are great, and we've been melting them in the cups. And then you give it as a present with the. So once they've used the candle, they can drink out of the mug. And then do the same. Give that an edge. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, which has been quite short because we did a little bit before. If you've liked, please subscribe. Please make a comment because it makes a difference. And when you make a comment, if you just put you want the code, I will send you the code so that you can save £9.10p on the kit that is here with the pattern pack and everything to make this lovely cup. I think he's finished. And this lovely bowl. I mean, that would be a lovely breakfast set, wouldn't it, together? You see that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to finish this one off. I'll quickly finish this off before I say goodnight. Let's see what I've got under here. I've got a small leaf, so just move that away because that looks as if it needs something else. So if you do the same thing again, to just show you quickly how to do the branch, put the dark on one side, start on one side and give it a little wiggle. You've got to have a little wiggle. I can't have a large wiggle. So, and then some branches coming off.
Yeah, because he did look like he was
Floating.
in the middle of nowhere.
Have some branches. Pull it round. Are you seeing this? If I pull it round, upside down. And then we'll have the twig is done. So now I have a few leaves. So this is the very smallest of the leaves. It's one of my favourites though. It's just so small and sweet. And just pop those on the end of these twigs. And then you could think, oh well, what could we finish it off with? We could have some blossom on the tree. And we have this new sponge. I've forgotten what it's called, but I've chopped one up. It comes like this, but then I've taken a pair of scissors to it and made them individual. There's another one somewhere. That's it here. And yeah, so it starts off like that, and then I've just made it into 3 individual ones, and then it could have some flowers. So what colour flowers should we have, do you think? Pink, perhaps? Gives the bluebird some pink blossom around them. So there's a bit of blue pink clay paint. Just get the small flower. Make sure when you put it in the colour that you take it off so that you don't have the colour protruding, and then just gently pop some blossoms in the tree. You don't have to keep loading up with colour. That's maybe a bit big, that one. Dab, 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 dab. Let it soak into the flower. And then we could have a yellow centre. So if you take either a big stylus or one of the sponges on a stick, or a stylus, you can just tap a little yellow middle in there. All done very quickly, but you can see that would be a nice little workshop to do. Nice and easy. And then the same thing applies. You could give it a band on the outside. You could either use a sponge on a stick like this. That's quite dry because it's running out of colour. Like so. Tap, 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 tap. All the way around the plate. This is a good way of doing a band because then you don't have to have a steady hand. It's quick and it makes it actually frame the picture. So there we have a bluebird. Okay,
Nice.
that's for all my
American
subscribers. I've done you a bluebird. And if you'd like to see anything else done, please just holler, just put comments below, and we'll say goodnight for now and love to see you next time. Bye.